All right, what up? Peace. Been a little minute. Hope all's well, everybody, man. I was gonna go over something real quick. Kind of was on my mind, my spirit the last couple. Actually, since brothers in the Discord app, cause I actually was going to touch on this topic, but brothers in the Discord app, like a few days ago or a week ago, um mentioned about they brought up Acts, about how which call was called Christians, how that was a slur, like that. And I was kind of want to go into kind of like stolen identity, but just kind of in a different type of way. Even though I'm gonna get to the main kind of elf in the room, how our identity was, what you call 'em, taken away, and it was prophesied that it was going to be like that. Um, of the real Jews of actually the real Jews of the Bible, the real Israelites of the Bible. But of course, I'm gonna get to that, and we know the whole situation with that. But I'm gonna get into, and I want to get into another in other denominations of belief systems, how I know it's really talking about us, but it different belief systems use that, the to what's called to for their religions, for their system of belief. Or but I'm gonna start in the let's go Revelation. I'll go Revelation real quick. Yeah, I want to go Revelation real quick. Just kind of get the obvious right one. I mean, we kind of know this one, or some y'all brothers and sisters that kind of new to this, walk to new to this knowledge, new to this faith, But yeah, we kind of know about this with the whole situation with Kanye and just not too much Kyrie and stuff like that. We kind of you know that's see that's just that's a beautiful thing though, about not to digress a little bit. But that's a beautiful thing though, because how it's like sometimes the Most High might use something like that, like something in the entertainment industry, something in the movie, something like that, to wake his people up, man. So I mentioned this before. That's how I heard the real identity of Christ. The real identity of Yahushua was actually through an episode of Good Times. This is years ago, but I didn't know he had. But at the time, I just knew they showed me that he was a so-called black man, but I didn't know he belonged to actual people. And yeah, I know I was, because it was taught in the Christian church growing up that for me at least, well, for me, what I always was taught, why I just knew that okay, it was Christ, and he was just the son of the Most High. He was the son of God. That's it. I didn't know he belonged to the actual people, but when I came in this knowledge, I know no, he was actually belong. He came for certain people, and he died for certain people, and that was it. That he died for us, and us, the Israelites. That said, he died for his people. That was it. He wasn't like the brother Chronicles of Judah said. He wasn't a globalist figure. He was a nationalistic figure, and that's still the same. Like Paul says, I'm forgetting the scripture. I'm forgetting it. Yahushua Christ is the same as then as the same. Now I'm paraphrasing, but I'm trying to remember scripture. He doesn't change. He's just like the Father. Like Father says what in Amos, like I change not. Same as the Son, he changes not. So, not trying to go into you know you know digress a little bit, but I'll just that's just because I talk about that with brothers a lot, how the Most High can use different things, different uh avenues or whatever, or different demographics to get his word out, to wake his people up, because whether it be just different storylines, or different or just part not storyline prophecy unfolding within like different storylines in the entertainment industry, a movie, documentaries, or this or that, or different things that to wake his people up. So that's let me get that in Psalms right quick. I know I'm kind of bouncing off to from kind of thing to thing. I want to get into the topic at hand, but yeah, but let's get that. Let's get this Psalms right quick. It says, because this is also talking about let's get Psalms 85 and 11. It says, truth shall spring out of the earth, righteousness shall look down from heaven. So it says truth shall spring forth out of the earth and righteousness down from heaven. Now this is talking about, like artifacts, something like that, because now truth is like, the scriptures revealing itself, to prophecies unfolding. Now, like, people are finding these things, like, who the bones of, even this throughout the years, but now it's even becoming apparent, and even truth shall spring forth from the earth, like, the artifacts of the people of the scriptures, the men that actually, the prophets that's actually lived, or even like from another aspect, even in history now, like the identity of the, like, like we see it now in all the movies and TV shows that's coming out now, and it's kind of coming out now, like as far as artifacts, like who the, like, real people of the dark ages were, who was the real people rulers in Europe now. So stuff like that, that's coming to pass now. Like, now of course who the real Israelites are, and now, like, there's artifacts and stuff like that, and different prophecies unfolding. So yeah, truth is coming out of the earth basically. So yeah, I just wanted to get that real quick, because now, just to that point, like, how the Most High can use different avenues to bring forth His word to wake up His people. So now that's unfolding day by day as we see. So yeah, it's kind of, you can't stop yourself. But I want to get into Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. And it reads, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, according to who we are, because we're rich, in spirit, because of who we are. And I know the blasphemy that say that, which they say are Jews, but are not, which but are the synagogue of saints. So yeah, what you talking? Is that talking about? The ones out there in Jerusalem now, or the Amalekites we see now, Amalek now, the fake Jews, what you call them, those, that's not even real Jews. So that's what that's going into. This is just Yahushua said this years ago. So yeah, it's kind of the most like obvious one, but it's always good to just always say it. But yeah, I'm reading this again. It said, I know that works in thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's just pretty much it. I mean, we see that now. I mean, even yeah, it's like who the real Jews are, and we kind of see that unfolding. We kind of see that unfolding day by day. More of the Most High's people are starting to wake up. Actually, let me get that in let me get that in Baruch, because it was prophesied, and I'll go with the Colossians. But yeah, yeah, let's get this in Baruch. Baruch chapter. Let's get that in Baruch chapter. Yeah, I don't use this Bible a lot. This one a lot. Yep, Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. It says, For I knew they would not hear me, because it's a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. So yeah, it was prophesied that we would wake up, and in the latter times we would come back to who we are as a people. It was prophesied that Most High will wake us up in His time. So, and it's kind of been happening for decades now, but now it's like you're really starting to awaken it now. So that's the Most High is really waking up His people now. So and let me get this in Colossians right quick too, because I kind of touched on these in the past, but scriptures in the past. It's Colossians 1:26, and it reads, even the mystery that which had been hid from ages and from generations, but is now made manifest to His saints, and to whom Yahweh, or to whom God would let me read this again. To whom Yahweh, or to whom God would make known to thee what the riches of the glory of the mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ is in you, and the hope of the glory. So what's that talking about? Who's that? What was that mystery? That mystery was that we was the children of Israel. And who was that Gentiles that's talking about? It's talking about really kind of this generation of Israelites, because we'd be considered Gentiles because we kind of grew up in America, being discontinued from our heritage, and grew up in other places scattered that we didn't know who we are. We was called the Proverbs and the bywords, that Deuteronomy 28 says, and even other scriptures say that the proverb and the byword that we would be. So yeah, so let me get back to Revelation. Let me read it in Revelation 3 and 9 now. Because yeah, it says, Revelation 3 and 9, behold, I will make them at the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and I to know that I have loved thee. So yeah, man. So that's what Yahushua said. Like, the ones that say are Jews but are not. So that's part of the stolen, taking identity basically. So that was just one aspect of it, because we kind of know that. Most brothers and sisters kind of know that. But from that's kind of. But some of them might be watching this, might see this, might not know. But yeah, most of them kind of know that aspect of it. So, but I want to touch on another aspect of it too. So let's go to Acts right quick, because this kind of inspired me again to make this video again. So it says, what is this? Okay, it's Acts 11. Yeah, Acts 11 and 26. And when he had found them, he brought them into Antioch. And when they came to pass a whole year, they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So, this was, they were called it's kind of a slur. They was kind of called like Christians. But we are the real Christians, because all the Christians it means is followers of Christ. The Israelites, we're the real Christians. Children of Israel, we're the real Christians. So, I mean, yeah, because like I touched on in the past, there's a difference between Christianity and Christian, because all Christian is one that follows Christ. But over times, words kind of change, and not change, but different. The words have, don't change. The words have different meaning. Like the word world, of course, and other things have kind of the words change over time. The words kind of it's kind of not looked at the same. The words kind of. People think of certain, because it's time all like kind of depends on like the time period. But even though a word might really means it's actually talking about this, but over time it kind of changed. So same like with the word world, or like the word Christian, because it all means Christians, follower of Christ. So and that's the real Christians. We are the real Christians. So yeah, I'm gonna read this again. And when he had found them, he brought them unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So so we're actually real Christians, to be honest. So all the followers of Christ, just the followers of Christ. That's what it really means. So, and that's the Israelites. So. Let's go to Isaiah real quick, because I want to really touch on this though. Yes, I really want to touch on this. Let's go to Isaiah real quick. Let's go to Isaiah right quick. 40, let's go to Isaiah 43 and verse 10. Let's see, because, so-called, Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So let's see who the real Jehovah's Witnesses are, or Yahweh's Witness, I should say. It says, Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 10. He said, ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there is no God form, and neither shall there be after me. I'm just getting it because I kind of botched reading. But ye are my witness, saith the Lord, my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there is no God form, neither shall there be after me. So yeah, man. So who's the real, who's the real Jehovah's Witnesses? We the real Jehovah's Witnesses. Yahweh's Witness. We the real witness, because it says the one that I have chosen. Who do you choose? Like, we know who he are chose. According to Scripture, according to the Bible, he chose Israel. He chose us. So, So yeah, well, I'm gonna read this again. Ye are my Isaiah chapter 43 verse 10. It says, ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there is no God form, neither there shall be after me. So, So yeah, man. So we the real, Jehovah's Witnesses. We're the real, Yahweh's Witness. We're the real that. So that's us. So yeah, man. And as far as the other I'll touch on some other like denominations or belief systems or religions. quote unquote, like Pentecost, like a Pentecostal. I'm not too familiar with that. Only thing I know is Pentecostal is that, the holy day of Pentecost. And the high holy day of Pentecost, and or the or the shoot, somebody called me. I gotta whatever, but or like that in Acts 2, or like the Baptists, only baptisms, or in John the Baptist. I don't know where the Baptist comes from as well, but that's really like it. I mean, so in Catholic, I don't know where that comes from. So like, because how many, like, because that's how what you call them, the scriptures were written just because word holy really means separate. So that's, you tell the scriptures really meant for one group of people. That's it. Because how can, like, all these religions come from one book when the book is plain upon tables that was given to one group of people. That's really it, man. So all those other like denominations of belief systems, like Baptists, I only know like John the Baptist and baptisms, but that's like, I don't know where that came from. I'll probably have to do more research on that. Or Pentecostal, I don't know. All Dan knows the high holy day of Pentecost, and that in Leviticus 23, and in Acts 2 about the Pentecost. But Pentecostal, I don't know where that comes from. But see how all this stuff, like, all these belief systems, all these names and stuff like that, it still pertains to Israelites. It still pertains to us. It's just that's why I kind of named this one touch on this, the stolen identity, because that's or people taking away the identity. All these different things of their names of their belief system pertain to the Israelites, so pertains to us. So it's just like I don't, yeah, I kind of don't know what to say. I just want to kind of go through that in scripture, because the brothers in Discord app kind of remind me to do this, to touch on this again, because it was kind of a topic that came up. Shout out to all you brothers in Discord app, both Discord apps. But yeah, man. So that's really it on that, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really it on that, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully this was edifying, man. Hopefully the Most High and Yahushua is blessing everything y'all do. Y'all growing, y'all prospering. Knowledge and wisdom and understanding that y'all accomplishing everything y'all want to accomplish. That hope y'all loved ones and families doing well, man. So that's it. So peace.